Not only is the average private company employee, non-union employee feeling the effects of inflation, but now it's escalated even above and beyond that, which is a good thing because now it's reached a federal level. And when these federal strikes happen, it really shifts tides in Canada. Today we're talking about the PSAC strike, what they're asking for and what's going on. But before we do get into the video, I want to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you're not already, and even hit those post notifications on. I'm sure you're already aware of the suppression that's happening with Bill C-11 here in Canada. So what better way to stay notified by being physically subscribed and trusting the algorithm to push me out. But even if you don't want to do that, chances are I'm still going to show up in your feed. So here we go. Let's figure out what this is. First of all, what is PSAC? PSAC is the Public Service Alliance of Canada. It's at the federal level. PSAC strike. What happens if PSAC strikes? Well, PSAC leadership said a strike would affect services like employment insurance, grain exports, border crossings, along with the workers who helped set up the CERB earlier in the pandemic. It's important to know that the last strike was in 1991 and in 2004. The 1991 strike delayed grain shipments, flights, and cross-border travel, while the 2004 strike involved hundreds of picket lines set up at federal offices, tax centers, ports, airports, and border crossings. And what is PSAC striking for? Well, an overwhelming majority of PSAC members prepare to strike. The president says public servants, PSAC members feeling squeezed by inflation and can't wait any longer for a new contract with the federal government. So inflation is everywhere, guys. And the federal government is just, they're neglecting what's happening. They're incompetent. They don't know what to do. They're throwing out little things here and there saying, oh yeah, if you got a kid under 12, dental is free. No, it's not. If you got a kid who needs childcare, it's $10 a day. No, I mean, those programs exist, but they're extremely difficult and competitive to get into, and it's not everywhere. You can't just go to any dental office and get free dental for a kid. You can't go to any childcare facility and get $10 a day childcare. I'm a new father, and I listen, okay? I'm not saying I would vote Liberal. I'm not saying I would ever support Trudeau. I think a lot of what he says, a lot of what he does, 99% of it is absolute shit. But I have direct incentive to want $10 a day childcare as someone who has a 6-month-old baby. Of course, I would like that, but I've already looked into it. And in my town of 100,000 people, there's like 20 people that can actually get into this program. So it's not feasible for everybody. Therefore, I don't think it's very good to spend billions of dollars. But nonetheless, we're talking about the strike, so let's focus on the strike. I got a video pulled up here, but before I do, I want to ask you, how do you feel about inflation? Are you noticing like a substantial amount of increased payments for car insurance, maybe the price of vehicles, your mortgage, your rent, your groceries? Are you feeling the impacts? I am. I absolutely am. So I'd love to know what you think down in the comments. All right, let's watch the video.
Rising costs of living, the rate of inflation, while we're sitting back watching corporations make record profits. Workers are frustrated in this country. They're fed up to see this. You know, you're being gouged in the grocery store aisles, you're being gouged at the gas pumps, and yet nobody's wages are increasing. I mean, workers are just being kept, pushed down, and we just fall further and further and further behind. That's why we decided in January to take the strike votes, and that's why our members today loudly and clearly said that they're prepared to take job action.
And the CBC's Janice McGregor joins us now live from Ottawa. She was listening into all of that. So, Janice, if negotiators can't reach a deal, what happens?
Well, Friday is turning out to be a
fucking burn it down. Burn it all to the ground is what someone would say who's very fed up with the government. Okay, sorry. I have to throw that in. I got to. It's who I am.
pretty key day in this. As of today, there are 4 bargaining groups that are in a legal strike position, some 120,000 workers that Chris Aylward represents. As of Friday, they will be joined by 35,000 employees from the Canada Revenue Agency. And the thinking here strategically is that if they are to walk away from these talks, that they would do so as a group. You get more leverage that way. But in the meantime, they are still at the table with federal mediators talking, and it's always hopeful while people are still talking. What would it mean, though, if they decided to walk? There are agreements in place to keep some essential workers on the job. I'll give you a couple of examples what that might entail. For if you need a passport on an emergency basis, for example, that might still be processed, but if your passport expires and you just want to go on vacation a few months from now, that is the sort of processing that could be disrupted by this. The border would not be blocked outright, but could you see delays, for example? Could inspections no longer happen smoothly? Yes. Anything involving data processing, call centers. You think of things like employment insurance, immigration services, and yes, your tax filing could grind to a halt. Although they say that essential government income supports like the Canada Child Benefit would continue to flow. Chris Aylward, the national president, says, look, this is necessary because the kind of people he represents are being treated unfairly by the government as things stand.
This is insane. Our government has no grasp over what's actually going on. 150,000 people, right? They said 120,000 people are already doing it, plus an additional 35,000 from the Canada Revenue Agency are also going to go on strike. So you have 155,000 fucking people that are just saying that's enough. And I kind of want to encourage you, if you work for the federal government and if you're in a position where you can strike, I think go for it. I think that people need to come together and take a stand against the government. And it starts at the top. Once the federal people are fed up, then it can trickle down. Every single person in this country is noticing a massive, massive increase in cost of living. And everybody is fed up, not just federal employees. But what it takes is 155,000 federal employees to go and quit, not quit their job, but leave their jobs and go and picket and go and peacefully protest, right, as they would say, then I think that that's a great way to take a stand. We got a little bit more of the video here to watch. So just stick. I know it's a long video, guys, but bear with me.
Paid senior executives. The majority of our members are women making between $40,000 and $65,000 a year. Not the kind of salaries that can withstand being rolled back. Our members' wages have been stuck in neutral while the cost of living continues to soar.
Now, well, sir,
I have, that's the end of that video that we're going to watch. I have one solution, because I'm not just going to criticize willy-nilly and not provide a solution. How about, now just hear me out. How about we do this crazy thing where we don't donate $5 billion worth of military and humanitarian aid to a war that has nothing to do with us, and we take that money and increase wages of working Canadians. It's a crazy thought. It might be extremely unpopular. I don't know. Sue me for it. What are you going to do about it? I think that sounds great for the country. I think that's a great option. And you know what? We haven't tried it yet. So where's the harm in actually trying? I'll pass the question off to you, though. Are you fed up with what's going on? Are you feeling the squeeze here, right? The inflation squeeze, or are you sitting fine? Are you like, yeah, I mean, it's manageable, but it sucks. I'd love to know what you think down below. I look forward to reading them when the video is posted. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by subscribing right there. It's absolutely free. If you'd like to watch another video, you could do so by clicking or tapping right there. And if you'd like to watch House of Commons highlights clips, I have a second channel called House of Canada, and that would be right there. I've made it super easy. And if you'd like to take it a step further, there's a membership program. You can do so by financially contributing. It's up to you. There's a join button down below, as well as in the description. There's a link to join the memberships. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.